Gun, anything test dead. We just fly off those head.
Bow, send it through cash out. CJ Goon built like a softball. It's a home run if he like. Backdoor season, hollow to the. Gotta keep me a shot, no dike. Cause these niggas be plotting on taking my life. You know I won't go like Rick. Boots and I fuck it up. Ain't no telling me shit, they can't fuck with us. And they mention got hit while they dissing us. Trying to spin.
Man, listen, let me tell you about these record companies, man. I'm telling you, these record companies, they're not looking for young, talented black men that are trouble-free and are focused on a career in music and entertainment and a longevity in the entertainment industry. That's not what they want. They want them young dudes that are volatile and that are violent and that are on the road to life in prison or a early death. You know why? Because they have big insurance money riding on these dudes. And in the event that they go away to prison for an extended period of time or that they die, these record companies collect millions of dollars. Don't take my word for it. So when I heard this story right here about a rapper, a 16-year-old rapper from New York City that shot a police officer and then got away with it. Basically, he got out on bail. I said, shit, I ain't never heard no shit like this before, because this doesn't happen among young black men being able to scuffle with the police, shoot the police, and then be released on bail pending trial. That's crazy. But what he did before this and how soon this happened after is what's going to make you really scratch your head. So you got to listen to this story. Welcome back to Hot Topics TV. And you already know if the topic is hot, we're on it. So a New York City teen rapper is charged with shooting an NYPD cop, walks free on bond after the shooting. Crazy. This how it happened. A 16-year-old up-and-coming rapper charged with shooting an NYPD officer in the Bronx walks free on bond on Thursday. And the cops in New York, they are fuming about it, especially since they just lost two. Cameron Williams, who is also known by the rap name C Blue, posted his own $250,000 bond after being locked up at a Brooklyn juvenile facility on gun and assault charges in the shooting of a 27-year-old cop in Belmont. Before I go any further, let me just say this. I honestly feel like if he had shot a white cop as a young black man, he would still be behind bars. I think he shot a black cop, so the judge was like, fuck it, put him on, give him a bond. He probably can't pay it anyways because it's too high, so he's going to have to stay in here. But guess what? They didn't know what kind of business C Blue had going on behind the scenes. So you're asking yourself how the hell he got the money to get himself out. Listen to the story. If anybody knows, or if anybody wants to know why we have a crisis of violence in New York City, or why we're about to bury two hero police officers, look no further than this disrespectful ass bail release. NYPD Police Benevolent Association President Patrick Lynch made his voice known. This individual chose to carry an illegal gun twice, Lynch said. He chose to fight with and shoot a New York City police officer. There's no reason to believe that he won't do the exact same thing to somebody else when he's out on these streets. We're trying to keep him locked up because he is obviously dangerous, but this judge gave him a right to walk. Shame on Judge Dennis Boyle. So you can go look up who Judge Dennis Boyle is. Dennis, D-E-N-I-S, Boyle, B-O-Y-L-E. Go look him up, Judge Dennis Boyle. Shame on him for allowing this to happen, is what he said. The police and the people of the Bronx, we won't be safe as long as he is out here on the streets and as long as this judge right here is on the bench. I'm telling this young dude, C Blue, C Foo, his name is C Blue. I won't even be disrespectful to him. But listen, you're marked, okay? From here on forth, you're marked. Apparently, you don't know that there are different gangs out here in the world. You have your Bloods, you have your Crips, you have your Vice Lords, you have all that. You also have the police, and you have the Army, and you have the Navy, the Marines, whatever. These are gangs, okay? And the biggest gang out there is the police. I'm not saying that they're a gang that's into like killing their own and that like how our gangs do and selling drugs and whatever. Maybe they are. But who holds the real power out in these streets is this gang, right? And you gotta believe and understand that there are police officers out here who are going to make sure that you either go away to prison for a long time or that your life ends sometime soon in coming days, weeks, or months. Believe me when I say this. So, C Blue, I don't know what to tell you other than get out the streets. You're 16, you got time to change. You shot a police officer and you got bail. So Boyle, a Bronx Supreme Court judge, has come under fire in the past amid claims that he is overly lenient, especially when it comes to young defendants. I'm going to go look up who Judge Boyle is and see what the situation is. Is it a black dude who they're saying, yeah, he's abusing his position because every time a young black criminal element comes before him, he makes sure they get out on bail? Or is this some white dude who just feels like, hey, these are young kids, 16 years old, that's a baby. He has a lot of time to better himself. I don't want to commit him to a institution as yet or damage him by putting him in a institution, a penal institution at that young of an age. So give him a chance and let him out again. I don't know. I'm going to go see who that judge is. But anyways, the ire that the PBA president is projecting on the judge who is following the law should be directed. So people are saying that, look, the police is angry at the wrong person. They're misdirecting their anger. Don't be angry at the judge. The judge is following the laws. You know what I'm saying? That anger should be directed at the individual who promulgates those laws. Lucian Chalfin is the person. Spokesman of the State Office of Court Administration said in an email, don't be mad at the judge, be mad at the person who made the laws. State lawyers have also come under fire after passing bail reform measures that bar judges from setting bail on misdemeanors and on non-violent criminals. Well, this young man, this was not a misdemeanor, and this was definitely not a non-violent act. He fought with the police, and he shot the police officer. Williams was eligible for bail in this particular case. He walked out of the Crossroads Juvenile Center in Brooklyn, New York, shortly before 7 p.m., but he declined to comment to the reporters about what was going on with the case. In a statement, his attorney said, because his attorney told him, listen, when you get out, don't say anything to anybody. Don't speak on it. Just get in the car, get up out of here, right? So his attorney instead left a little saying, a statement. And his attorney said that his client will now focus on his music. He says that Cameron has been released and he will go back to his regular productive life of focusing on schoolwork and his C Blue's name is Cameron, right? And his attorney says that Cameron has been released and he will now go back to his regular productive life of focusing on schoolwork and his music career. This is what Florio said, his attorney. The police said that Williams was arrested after the cops. This is how the situation went down where he got arrested. He was arrested after the cops from the 48th precinct responded to reports of an unruly crowd that was gathered at Lorillard Place near East 187th Street on January 18th of 2022. Williams refused to take his hands out of his pockets when the police pulled up, and the police was telling people, okay, listen, you gotta go. You gotta go. You look a bit threatening. Remove your hands from your pockets. He refused to take his hand out his pocket. What you want me to remove my hands from my pockets for? I'm not committing no crime. Is it a crime to keep my hands in my pockets? It's cold out here. It's January in New York. It's cold. What laws am I violating by keeping my hands in my pockets? So the young man known as C Blue, he was actually challenging the police on his legal rights. You just out here harassing us, bro. What crime am I committing keeping my hands in my pockets? It's cold out here, right? The police kept on insisting that he removed his hands from his pockets. Then the police ran up on him. And to be fair and honest with you, I've lived in New York for 7 years. And when you're on a block and you chilling, they just come around and they jump out. You be on a block smoking a square, a cigarette. And they'll jump out, grab you up, throw you up against the wall, put your hands in the air, slap your cigarette out your hand. What are you smoking? And you're like, it's a cigarette. And they're like, you got any drugs on you? And they'll run their hands through all your pockets, lift your pant leg up, tell you take your shoes off right there. And then they'll just drive off and leave you standing there to put your shoes back on and pick up the piece of your cigarette that's left. And I've seen it. I saw it all the time. So they come through the blocks like everybody is a criminal. And they come through the blocks, and that's how they treat you when they come through. So this particular scenario right here, I could truly relate to. The police got a call. It's an unruly crowd gathered out because that's what they do. I mean, you talking about the inner city of New York here. It's there. This ain't Florida where you have a big old fenced-in backyard to your house and you live off in the suburbs. They have nowhere else to gather except for in their buildings that they live in, on their fire escapes, or downstairs in front of somebody's building, which is a small sidewalk that spills over into the streets. So if everybody from the building come downstairs and gather up because we having a party, that's where the block party stuff comes from and all that. Boom. Somebody doesn't like the noise or the kind of crowd that's gathered. It ain't Aunt Gertrude and the barbecue grill is out and she's playing 80s, 90s music. This is young kids out here looking a bit thuggish and somebody is concerned. You know how them old ladies be, right? In the blocks, they in the windows and you won't see them, but they see everything. These were the cameras on the blocks before they actually put cameras on the blocks. So, boom, somebody calls the police. Police comes over. Hey, we got to disperse. Somebody called and said there's too much noise over here. They starts challenging the police. Is it illegal for us to gather here? We live right here. I'm in front of my building. Okay, y'all got to keep the noise down. Hey, you, why you got your hands in your pockets? I feel threatened. Remove your hands from your pockets. And C Blue said, I'm not removing my hands from my pockets. I'm not doing nothing wrong keeping my hands in my pockets. What law am I breaking keeping my hands in my pockets? And the police officer, who just happens to be African American as well, jumps on C Blue. They starts to scuffle, right? Here's the problem. He was keeping his hand in his pocket on his gun. See? So he refused to take his hands out of his pockets, and then he got into a scuffle with the police. And during that scuffle, a gun that he was holding in his hand, in his pocket, the gun went off. A single bullet striking and wounding the NYPD officer whose name is Kasim Pennant and hitting the teenager in the groin as well. God damn. A single bullet did all that. Now, Williams already, listen to this, he already had a 2020 gun possession arrest. He already had a 2020 gun possession arrest on his record. And he was placed on probation as a juvenile in that case just 1 month earlier. 1 month. Bronx prosecutors asked that the teen be held without bail at his arraignment last week, but the judge said, nah, I'm giving him a $250,000 bond. Usually when they do that, you know, hood ninjas talk a lot about how much money they're making, but they normally can't find money to bond out. A lot of them, right? In this particular case, that $250,000 bond would require him to put up $15,000 in cash up front. Most people don't have that sitting around. So Williams reportedly used his contract money, advance money that he got from Interscope Records to post his $15,000 in cash and got the hell up out of there. I have never seen a young black man shoot a cop and get released on bond. Talk to me in the comment section below, and I'll catch you on the next video. It's Hot Topics TV, and you already know if the topic is hot, we're on it. I'm out. Peace.
I'm at the hallway, I'm at the hallway, I'm at the hallway, I'm at the hallway. It all started in that empty hallway. Ask if I'm gon' ride, I say always. Sliding, sliding. Police right behind me, trying to die tonight. C4 if you try and blow like dynamite.
Alright, so that's T-Viral, and he has released Hallways, and this is his second single on his YouTube channel called Sliding. Hit the link in the description below or in the comment section pinned. Go over to T-Viral's channel, hit that subscribe button over there and check out his music.
Sliding, sliding. Police right behind me, trying to die tonight. C4 if you try and blow like dynamite.